Hello, hello. Ignacy Portal Games, and this Portal Games Informant we meet every Monday 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. European Time to discuss board games. My name is Ignacy Trzewiczek. I'm designer of Robinson Crusoe, Detective, Empires of the North, and many, many other games. I work in the industry, believe it or not, since 1997. A long time, and I love to share my passion for the board games and the industry and share some knowledge about the industry and tell you about the behind the scenes knowledge about the board games. The show every single week works the same. The first 5 to 10 minutes I discuss topics from Portal Games because I work at Portal Games. I discuss with chat that they are talking what's happening and from what country they are, and we are just doing some warming up. Then after 10 or 15 minutes, there is a topic of the week, and today's topic of the week is why big companies are bailing off from GenCon. Very interesting topic that is happening right now. Big companies are announcing that they're not going to go to GenCon this year. And then after the topic of the week, I do a Q&A with fans. So if you have any questions about the board games, about the soccer, about football, about volleyball, about sports, in general, movies, geeky stuff, etc., I'm all for you. So it's like 3 segments of the show: warming up, topic of the week, and Q&A. And every live streamer on the planet asks this question: how's sound? Do you hear me, guys? Hi all, says Marek. Hello, hello, says Maestro. Ruby Waters is with us. Hello, Ruby, how are you? Chevy is with us. Hello, Chevy. Hello, Champ. Emperors of the North. Come on, let's be real. That's Jana's game. It's a co-production, it's co-design, it's co-operation. We worked with this game together. It was a blast. I had a great time working with Jana on this very title. Meeples on the ground shows that they are hearing me, so that's cool. And so, what's happening, guys? So let me know in the chat what country, what city you are from, so I can see that. At my house this weekend, Vital Lacerta on the table. I played Kanban, the new edition from Eagle Griffon Games. This amazing big box. I played 3 times this weekend. So
how many times you won?
Next question, please.
How many times you lose?
3. Hi, will you be at Spiel 21? Ask Brett Spiel Geeks. Hello, Brett Spiel Geeks. I guess we will. The whole company here at Portal Games is getting the vaccines. We are quite motivated to get COVID out from our offices. So most of the employees already get the vaccination or are waiting for the vaccine that will happen in upcoming days, and hopefully this summer we will be after 2nd dose of the vaccine and will be ready for Spiel. We confirm our booth at Spiel, so yes, we are coming to Spiel Germany with amazing Dune House Secrets, with amazing Dreadful Circus from Lunafy Duty. So 2 great games for you this essence from the company. I will be there personally for sure. Meeple is from US, and Brett Spiele, guess what, from Germany. Netherlands, Daniel, hello Netherlands. I played Vienna Connection, says Maestro. Good start with the first mission. Good job, Ignacy and the team. Thank you for that. And that brings me to the next topic of the week, Vienna Connection. We sent all the copies for pre-orders. So if you pre-ordered a copy from us, from our company, you probably have your copy. And this weekend we opened the Antar's website for Vienna Connection, so you were able to play the game. And I saw on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, on the Facebook groups, that some of you already played the game. We had stats, there was 300 people. That was the number?
Yeah, something like that.
More than 300 people tested the Vienna Connection already this weekend. It was very fun for us to get this first feedback, to get the first information how you like the game. Once again, for everybody who missed that, this is my spy game. This is me, Jakub Łapot, Jakub Poczęty and Przemysław Rymer having for you a blast campaign set in the Cold War. If you like story-driven games, if you like spy theme, this is the game for you. And the first feedback I saw on social media is mind-blowing, which is very nice. I appreciate that. And as always, I say it every single time when we release the game, if you want to thank the designer, if you want to thank publisher, if you want to do something nice and kind, it's the simplest thing on the planet. Take this game, make a photo, post on social media, post on Twitter, post on Facebook, and say, I played it, I loved it, you should check it out. This is the best way you can do. Just spread the good word about the game if you like the game. By the way, in this camera I see like the orange icon that is popping up and discovery. This up and down and up and down and up and down. Something is happening.
This is information about there is no card in the.
Yes, exactly. There's no card.
Yeah, that's all.
Is it a problem?
No, because we are not recording. We are live streaming.
We are live streaming this for you guys, so we don't need a card. Magical. What's the chat is saying? Ignacy, this is the last of May and the Word on Pledge Manager opening up. Ruby, I just had a discussion with our logistic just before being here. The updates for Robinson Crusoe Collector's Edition are promised to be always the last day of May, which is the next Monday. I'm correct? Very much indeed. Next Monday. So next Monday I will give the update. As for now, I can say that we have like a few days delay with Pledge Manager because we are still waiting for the sample from China, and the logistics just told me that the sample is on the way. So hopefully we'll have it this week and we'll be able to hopefully start the opening of Pledge Manager, but it is not yet here in the office. Updates from the office. Z Garcia, the famous Z Garcia from the Dice Tower, reviewed the Moloch expansion. So check it out if you're a fan of 51st State. I guess if you're a fan of 51st State, you already have this expansion. But if you had any doubt, any concerns, why would you? You can check out the review from Z Garcia. And I saw notifications that yesterday in the night, Z posted a review of Egyptian Kings. I haven't had chance yet to watch it, so I don't know what he said about the expansion. So it's too early to say if he liked it for me. But hopefully he liked it. Check it out, the Dice Tower channel, Z Garcia.
Did you play it?
I haven't played Egyptian Kings yet because I played Kanban all weekend long. I played 3 games of Kanban. It's like a 9 hours straight challenge. I lost every single game of that. That was terrible weekend for me. By the way, Daniel, if you're watching, Daniel wished me a great weekend this Friday. And I said, I'm going to play Kanban, it's going to be fine. And Daniel says, you're going to have a blast. And then I lost 3 times, so Daniel was wrong.
So that was some kind of blast.
That was a blast. Daniel, you were wrong. GenCon confirmation, guys, we are going to GenCon. I'm going to discuss GenCon in a few minutes in the topic of the week, but confirmation Portal Games is going to GenCon. So maybe no Asmodee, maybe no Fantasy Flight Games, maybe no Z-Man Games, but Portal Games is going there. Vienna Connection, I already said about Vienna Connection. Egyptian Kings. So, by the way, the street day, the worldwide street day for Egyptian Kings and Vienna Connection is this Thursday. So, all of you who pre-ordered the game from us, we appreciate that and we appreciate your support. You already have the copy. But if you want to support your local game store, if you prefer to pre-order from online stores, if you prefer to buy on Amazon.com or whatever other place, you can buy it this Thursday, May 27th, the release of Vienna Connection and the release of Egyptian Kings. This baby from Janna Kijanka, 2 new decks for experienced players, not that easy, and this one from me and my developers, amazing. How's chat? Hey nerd, says Benjamin. Hello Benjamin. Terrier says, I also see Z said he had watched the top board game reviewers on this channel and he wasn't in it, so Portal Games might just be of a lower quality in the future. His own words. What can I say? Z, do you want a war? You don't want to war with me. Of course, Dice Tower is one of the biggest channels in our hobby, so it was not on my list. I explained that in that video that I wanted to give a shout out to other channels. I'll be manning the booth, says Benjamin. So yes, for everyone who was supporting Robinson Crusoe campaign, who supported us on this campaign, you recognize Ben. He was doing live streams of Robinson Crusoe, and he will be with us at GenCon. Dune, as you know, sent to manufacturer. Dreadful Circus sent to manufacturer. I mean the cards, and now we are finishing the rulebook and the box and the tokens. And right now, as we are speaking, in the office, there is like another playtest of 11 Copic, the artwork manager for the project, just printed out the whole new prototype. They are checking it, how it works. The prototype looks more and more amazing every single day. I forwarded the new files to Thomas, designer of the game, today, and I hope he will have a great time watching the new version of all the cards and the new board, etc., etc. 11 football manager. In June, we are starting the draft for the campaign, and then a few weeks later, we start the whole campaign. Pledge Manager, I said, and the Vienna connection starting this weekend. Hello, Mr. Ignacys, says Tytunio Wierz. Greetings from Wrocław. Hello, hello. Greetings back to Wrocław. Although we did squirrel away money for Robinson and now some more for the Pledge Manager. We are preparing in Pledge Manager some small surprises for you as well. The team is now working on that, so you will love it. I still haven't received the prototype of 11. You sent it, right? So, Chevy, this is a good question. I haven't sent the prototype of the game, and we don't have it here also on Tabletopia yet. But I guess at some point we will have it on Tabletopia, so our playtesters from different countries can playtest the game and see what they think about it. As I said, if you like football, if you like managers, it is a dream come true. You're hiring staff, you're hiring football players, you're gaining sponsors, you're going to matches, you're losing them. It's terrible. Last week I showed you cards, so I'm not going to show them again today. So maybe we can go to the topic of the week. Are you ready with that? So guys, now like a 1 minute break because I need to go to the different cameras. So we take a 1 minute break. There'll be commercials. They're amazing. Watch them, and then you see me with the topic of the week: why big companies are bailing off from GenCon. And I'm back. This is Portal Games Informant. This is Ignacy Trzewiczek. I work in the industry for a long time, and each week on Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, I discuss the board games industry and I discuss the board games topics. Should I move a little bit in this direction with our green screen? So today's topic, as you can see, is why publishers bail off from GenCon 2021. Last week there was a ton of announcements, starting with Asmodee saying they are not going to go GenCon, and then Fantasy Flight Games, which is a part of Asmodee, of course, and then Z-Man Games, who is a part of Asmodee, and more companies. Lots of gamers surprised, lots of gamers confused. So I said, let's discuss that. Let's think what reasons can be to not go to GenCon, one of the two biggest conventions in the world. Can I have the first slide, please? So this is the logos of the few companies who already said they're not going to GenCon. So you can see, of course, the big Asmodee and Z-Man Games and the Fantasy Flight Games, but you also see Yellow USA, you see Paizo, you see Lucky Duck Games, Peterson Games, and we can expect there will be more and more companies saying that they are not going to GenCon this year. And the question is, why would they decide to not go to GenCon? Before I start with my arguments here, I don't work for these companies. I was not part of the board meetings of these companies, so all I do is just discussing, thinking, checking what reasons may be, but this is not a fact. This is just theory. Of course, I know the industry, I work in the industry, I have some knowledge, but please take it as a discussion on the topic and not like a official statement of why Asmodee is not taking part in the GenCon. This is just me thinking what might actually happen. So can I have a first slide, please? So the question that all of us publishers are asking ourselves is attendance. How many people will go for GenCon this year? How many people will go for the Essen this year? On one hand, we all expect, we all understand that all of us, all the gamers who spent the past year in a lockdown, finally they want to go out. Finally they want to go to meet people. Finally they want to get out of the house, get to the plane, get on plane and visit some new places, visit Indiana, go to the restaurant, meet their friends. So we understand this social need to meet somebody finally. So on that side, we publishers expect that attendance in these shows this year will be quite high. But on the other hand, we all understand that there's a lot of confusion. There's lots of people being worried, being afraid of getting COVID or having any other things. We all are scared after this terrible year, being in a lockdown at home. And it may be the case that some gamers who were attending GenCon and Essen for years and years, and now they'll see, I will wait one more year. I can live without one GenCon in my life. I will just wait how the things will work out, and I will bail from this one GenCon. So we don't know how many people will be, yes, I need to finally meet people and go to the GenCon and Essen, and how many people will say, this time I will just wait. So the attendance of these conventions this year is a one huge unknown. Of course, the opening sales for badges just started or are starting this week, so we will have some numbers in upcoming days. But at this time, nobody knows what will happen and how many people will be at the convention. And maybe the halls will be empty, and then the publishers will be very, very not happy. Can I have a next slide? The other unknown is, of course, and this is directly connected to the attendance levels, the sales. If you go to the GenCon, if you go to the Essen, if you go to any other convention, you have your booth, you are selling the product, you are selling the product to promote it. This is always some new releases, to build the hype for the game, etc., etc. We have no clue what will happen this year. We don't know how many people will be at the conventions, and that means how many people will buy the games. We have not clue what will happen, and you have to remember that the cost of the show are always very, very high. You have to secure the booth, you have to secure the hotels, you have to secure the whole travels, and of course dining, etc., etc. So the cost of a publisher attending the show are very, very high. Are sales going to be good enough for us to go there? I guess that maybe some of the publishers decided, we don't know the attendance, we don't know if the sales will be there this year, maybe we'll wait for the next year. So the sales, nobody knows what will happen this Gen. It may be the case that you guys, you gamers, will go to GenCon, will go to Essen, and will start buying like crazy because finally you're at the convention. Finally you can bring some boxes home, and maybe you already bought everything online and you don't need anything more, and the sales will be bad. So we don't know what will happen, and this is one of the big unknowns. This is one of the things that we discuss in-house here as the publishers, and we debate, should we go to the convention or not, because we have no idea how many games we will sell this year. Can I have a next slide, please? The big part of the discussion, the big part of the decision, of course, is the booth price. And you have to know there's I don't know if this is a open knowledge. I don't know if these numbers are open. I'm not going to reveal it right now because I don't know if this is top secret. But basically, the cost of the booth is very high, especially at these big conventions. If you're discussing Essen, and especially GenCon has like insanely high prices even for the smaller booth. So this is quite an investment. Like for you, if you are reading some interviews with designers and publishers, if you have some knowledge from the behind the scenes, you probably know that for the publisher, going to the convention is in most cases, publishers are losing money. The cost of the hold accommodation, transport, and the cost of the booth, which is, as I said, insane. You will never sell that many games at the booth to get back the money that you invested in the convention. And because we don't know this year anything about the attendance, how many people will actually go to GenCon, how many people will go to the Essen. Some of the publishers try to discuss and with the conventions if there is some better price for the convention for the booth this year. Maybe the convention will give some discounts because nobody knows what will happen. Maybe we can negotiate this year the prices because the whole operation is a big unknown. But as far as I know, there is nothing like that. The prices for the conventions are the same as far as I know. So this is once again another reason to debate, another reason to arguing. Should we go to the GenCon? Should we pay as much as always if you don't know if there will be as many people as always? If you don't know if there will be as many events as always? We already know there will be some of the attractions and events at GenCon, like for example, all time going 24 hours, 7 days a week games room. Games room will be closed. The open gaming area will be closed. So we already know that some of the events will be not available this year, and yet the price is quite similar to the past year. So publishers are debating, should we go and spend so much money as every single year if we go to the unknown this year? So the booth price is quite important. Next slide, please. Another debate, and this is I discussed this already in this Portal Games Informal a couple of weeks ago. The volunteers. The beauty of the convention, the board game convention, is of course the games room. Is a place where you demo games, when you demo your new releases. Most of the booths at the conventions, most of the booths is some small part of the booth is a place where you sell games, and the biggest part of your booth is the place where you run demos. You have your tables, you have your volunteers, and you run demos. This year, it is very, very problematic. First of all, we need to find volunteers who get vaccines, who are safe, because you don't want to risk somebody's life and bring them to convention if they don't get the vaccines. What is more, you will make them interact with the hundreds of people when they are going to the demo games. And there's always this fear that we have it right now. Should we risk the health of our volunteers and send them to work at the booth, to demo games, to meet many people? And even though we all be trying to do it as safe as possible, there's always this fear, because we spent the whole last year being afraid of the COVID. So especially for the biggest companies like Asmodee, like FFG, like Zeman Games, like Peterson Games, these big companies who have these epic, enormous spaces at the conventions with the hundreds of tables. All of you who were at the GenCon, you remember these almost miles of corridors and table after table after table after table after table after table, running demos, X-Wing and Star Wars Rebellion and all these games being presented, and Keyforge and tournaments and everything. And for all of that, you have to have volunteers. And this is another debate at the publishers, at the board meeting. Should we risk the health of the volunteers? Should we bring volunteers? And as I said, here's a picture of Portal Games. So we are not like a huge company. We are like a medium-sized company. And you can see this, our team from Essen. I don't know how many people there is, like 30 or 40 people. You can expect that Asmodee at the GenCon might have 300 people, maybe have 400 people running these demos on all these tables all day long. So it's a huge operation. It's not that easy this year. It's really, really difficult. Can I have a next slide, please? And what is more, last year, 2019, because there was a Spiel Digital, because there was GenCon Online, because there was so many events online, some of the companies like Portal Games, we did PortalCon Online, CGEs did an online event. We all learned how to run online events, in how to interact with you online, on YouTube, on Twitch, on all the social media. Some companies discovered that maybe instead of going to Indianapolis, going to Essen, they can run a successful, interesting, engaging online event that costs so much less. Like a cost of running an online event compared to the cost of all these travels and hotels and accommodation and a booth price. This is like a completely different budget. So if you can be at GenCon, but be at GenCon online, and not spend the whole work with the volunteers and transport of the new releases and bringing the products and the transport, etc. Being part of the GenCon without all this mess, and that's tempting. So once again, some of the publishers might decide, hey, this is how much we will pay for the booth, this is how much we pay for all the transport, this is how many volunteers we need to bring on site. We have no clue about the sales during the convention, or we may decide to do an online event and have it all, not for free, but so much cheaper. And this is one of the things that they are debating, that they are thinking, and they are trying to reach you, customers, in these new modern ways. And last year showed that, of course, the convention is a magical place when we can talk, when you can meet, you can play, test game, but there is this also 1 year in COVID, and you all learned how to use Tabletop Simulator. You all learned how to use Tabletopia. You all created accounts on Twitch, and you get used to this online contact with the publisher. So maybe it is smart to save some money, save some effort, and just do an online event like that. Can I have a slide? So this is like this, the whole reasoning about why we publishers are debating and taking part in the GenCon. And the question that is popping up in my mind, and I'm super eager to hear your opinion, will be a problem also next year? Because if the reason for big companies to bail off this year, like Peterson Games, like Asmodee, was just the health issues, like they were afraid about the volunteers, they were afraid about the team, they were afraid about their employees. They wanted, don't risk the health of the attendees, don't risk the health of the volunteers, just stay at home and do online event. And that means that the next year, when we all get vaccines and we're all safe, the next year the GenCon will be as usual. But it may be also the case that the most of reasoning is the money. They don't want to pay that much for the booth. They don't want to pay that much for the accommodation. And they figured out, let's do it just online and we will be fine. And if this is the case, the question remains, what will happen in next year? Will the conventions have to negotiate the prices? Will they have to go to lower with the prices for the booth? Or will Asmodee or other big company will say, we no longer go to Essen because we want to do our online events for you because we reach our audiences internationally through Twitch, through YouTube, through other platforms. So the question is, if this bailing off this year is just the COVID situation, the health situation, or this is just we experiencing the change of the model of us publishers reaching you, and if this will be a case next year and in upcoming years when some of the biggest companies don't attend GenCon or don't attend Essen. And to leave you with a thought, just reminded that one of the biggest independent publisher here in the industry, Stonemaier Games, they don't have a booth at GenCon. And they're doing fine, and they're doing great. And this is one of the biggest independent publisher, and they don't do GenCon for years. So it may be a case, and then the whole scene, the whole structure of the convention scene will change in upcoming years. We will see what will happen. For sure, this GenCon will be very, very different, because all of us who attended this convention for years exactly remember these rows with FFG tables and this FFG section and then this Days of Wonder section and all these things, and it will be all changed this year. So it will be very, very interesting GenCon for all of us. And the question is if this is a signal of big changes coming to our industry. Let me know what you think in the comments, if you like these debates, if you like discussing the industry topics, if you like Portal Games Informant and me discussing with you important events in our industry. Give a like for this video, please subscribe if you want to be in touch with us, and we record every Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. European Time. So leave your comment, let me know what you think about the situation, like, subscribe, and now take a 2 minutes break. I go to another camera and we do epic Q&A.
Yes. Ooh, espionage.
And hello, I'm back, Ignacy Portal Games, and this Portal Games Informant. We meet every Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Please share this video with your friends. Please tell your gaming friends that there is this crazy dude from Poland who is recording vlog every single Monday. and talks about industry. We need more viewers. We need more people discovering me and my English accent. That would be amazing if you can do this. I appreciate that. So that was a warming up. There was a topic of the week. So now we can discuss with you what you say, what you are interested in, and I'm open for the last 15 minutes Q&A, or maybe shorter, maybe longer. We will see. Rolling dice and taking names. Hello, hello. Paizo is huge too. The front of the hall will look totally different. That is true. You reminded me. You're entering and all these pathfinders things, and there's a very interesting, very interesting topic that I didn't cover in the main part of the seminar. That is floor plan, because you as a visitor of the convention know this floor plan by heart at this point. Like, you know where is the Simon area, when there is a FFG area, when there is a Paizo area, a Peterson Games. Like, we could now, all of us on the chat, could just draw a map of the GenCon and we would be quite accurate. And now this year it will change, that is for sure. There's no these big companies. I guess GenCon will put medium-sized companies like Portal Games in these areas. And the question is, what will happen next year? If these big companies will be back at the GenCon, and once again everything will be reinvented. So we will see the floor plan this year will be exciting, and guys, you all will be lost this year because everything will change. So you will experience what we are experiencing for the past years in Essen. For all of you who don't know, for the past 10 years, be with me, 10 years, for the 2010, I think, yes, 2010, Essen was rebuilding the whole halls, and it took like 10 years because they were rebuilding the whole center, and each year something was different. And even though I'm visiting Essen since 2007, I still was lost this past year because there was once again changes, once again new halls opened. So for us here in Europe, Essen only with like a map, so you can go other way. Paco says, Tabletop Simulator and Tabletopia is not the same than playing physically, not even close. Paco, I agree. I myself was forced to play testing games on Tabletop Simulator and Tabletopia, so of course it was like a work for me, and I was frustrated with all these interactions with components through the mouse. I hear you, but at the same time, Tabletopia and Tabletop Simulator allowed you, customers, to discover games that you would never be able to buy or never able to check, because many publishers now make them available for you. So I think although it is difficult to manipulate with these platforms, on the other hand, you have a chance to play. The great example here is from Marek. A few weeks ago, he told me that he just played Sleeping Gods, yes, from Red Raven Games, and I was waiting to buy my copy because I, of course, love Ryan, but I forgot to back the Kickstarter, so I need to get the retail version of the game, and I'm waiting for it. And Marek says, I already played it. It's amazing. You should check it out. And I said, how you played it? On Tabletopia.
What is really interesting is I plan to buy it because, you know, I played via Tabletopia, and I said, wow, this game is great. I want it to in my collection. And now I also need to wait to get this retailer copy.
But so Tabletop Simulator, it has some disadvantages, but on the bright side, you can get chance to play the games that you don't have in your collection. Ben says, I'm curious if we will see a lot of less of random small booths. So Benjamin, this is an interesting thing. Once again, I can discuss it here in this Q&A. So GenCon for years has something that is called waiting list. That is, there's so many publishers from the whole world who want to attend GenCon, but there was never space for them because the hall was just that big, and they cannot do anything about that. They cannot make it bigger. It's like it is. So I guess all these companies who were on the waiting list for years have now chance to be at the GenCon for the first time. And it's great for them. I'm very happy for them to be part of the GenCon this year. The question is, what will happen next year when Asmodee will say, hey, we want to be back at GenCon. Small companies, get off. So, as I said, we are living in a very interesting times for us vloggers, publishers. It is amazing time to discuss it and experience. But of course, this is a ton of changes happening right now. Ignacio, your English is okay. I appreciate that. It's not, but I appreciate that. Chevy says, I'm excited to document GenCon this year. It's been a few years since I've done GenCon videos. That is correct. Chevy was doing a vlog for Portal Games Informant back then, many years ago. And he did amazing. He also did the Origins videos and many other videos. So probably you will see it on this very channel, some reports from Chevy. And we'll all be looking in these videos and see how it works at GenCon this year. What is the crowd on GenCon? How many people attend in a normal year? Official records, we never know, but officially there's like 65 to 75,000 people. So quite a lot.
So very wrong about games. Around GenCon 10 this 2019 was 70,000.
So yes, I was 65, 75. This is exactly the name. And by the way, so very wrong about the games. Greetings to you. Congratulations on you winning a Golden Geek Award. You made me sad because I lost against you. And being serious, congratulations. People just don't get it that they should vote on me and other than you. Anyway, greetings from Poland. Board Game Quest, with all those question marks, why is Portal still attending this year? This is a great question, Board Game Quest. So we decided that we will make a smaller booth than in the past years. We decided that we will not do a demo space to make everyone safe. But because we have these amazing games coming and we need to show the Dune, we need to show Vienna Connection, we need to show all these new products, we decided and we discussed with our volunteers, with our Portal Games fans, with our Portal Games family, if they are vaccinated, if they feel comfortable representing Portal Games company at the show. And the answer was obviously yes. So we are doing it very safe, we are doing it very small, but we want to be part of the event, even though there's so many question marks. And there's this moment of advantage of the medium-sized independent companies. Like Asmodee cannot go to GenCon, Asmodee cannot go to Essen with a small booth, because everybody will be asking like, what the hell is happening to Asmodee? Are they going out of the business? Why they're having so small booth? What the hell is going on? The press will immediately start asking questions. Why Asmodee is having small booth? For us, for a medium-sized company, it is not a big deal. To make a smaller, safer booth this year. Nobody will notice that it is smaller than in the previous years. And we want to be there. We want to present $1 Million script. We want to present you upcoming Dune. We want to interact with you, and we want our fans to enjoy Portal Games at GenCon. So yes, Chevy will be there, Eric will be there, all the gang from Portal Games fans will be there, and you are going to have a blast. I'm not going because it is too early for us. I just got my first shot of vaccine. I will get another one in June, and I will be not ready to go to GenCon yet. But the gang, the Portal Games gang, the friends will be there. Master says, thanks, yes, largest attended to Fantasy Command was for 50, yep. Benjamin says, also works the other way, played Castles of Tuscany, wasn't a fan, but not buying a physical copy, but I played Bonfire and now I'm copy. Yeah, so Benjamin says that he played on e-version the game and he didn't like the game, and that saves him the money. And this is also true. I could save a ton of money if I play a couple of e-versions of the board games, because I'm a complaining player. I'm always complaining on games. I play them and I hate them. I don't know why I play them. So I would save a ton of money playing on the e-versions of the game. But Sleeping Gods, I heard, is amazing. With how things line up, there will be no conventions for me this year. The closer one happen in spring, early summer. I don't care that much. I'm more looking forward to playing with different people. Yeah, so each of us had some trauma at COVID. Let's face it. Like each of us, like for instance, for me, I'm watching a Netflix movie and I see people like hugging, and I say, oh, what's going on? Because we are not used to that after this whole stupid year of being at COVID. So for sure there'll be some trauma when we go to GenCon. We see all these crowds, thousands of people, and we will like, everyone is vaccinated, everybody is safe. Like, should I have a mask or not? Like, we need to get past the COVID situation. So it will be a very difficult year for us, all of us, and that's why I put so many question marks, because on one hand, we all want to socialize, but I expect many players will be like, let's do the baby steps. Let's first go to the gaming club. Let's meet with the friends, and then maybe some small local conventions, and then this ridiculously big, epic GenCon. So we'll see what will happen. Is Portal selling Ignatius plushie? So we don't have a Ignatius mascot yet. We have a Cookie Monster that you can find on eBay probably. We have, can I have my Imperial Settlers? We have these amazing we have these amazing items sent to us from our fan, and this amazing. We should have them in our web store, but we have only one copy. We have cookies like that from our fans. So we have a ton of crazy things in our office because we have the best fans, and they are shipping us all the gifts. So very wrong about games says thanks for the shout out. I was not shouting you. I said I am doing the better podcast. And on a serious note, I listened to your podcast. A great job. Congratulations on winning, and you winning the Golden Award means that I have a bigger chance next year because you will not be qualified for the next year. So that's good. Anyway, thank you for doing the podcast and reviewing games. We listeners appreciate that. Is there a timeline for Neuroshima Hex Collectors? Absolutely. So Neuroshima Hex Collectors Edition is on the ship right now, and it will be released in America this summer. So I guess GenCon it is, if the stock lasts, because this is a limited edition, this is a Neuroshima Hex limited edition. So I know that we printed like a small number of copies. Hopefully we'll have some copies at GenCon, but basically you should, if you pre-ordered from us, you will get it in August. If you didn't pre-order from us, you will have to chance buy it at your local game store in September. I look forward to playing some games with you all. Ben, we see each other at the BGG-Con most likely. COVID conditioning, that's true. Any digital implementation is perfect to try out a game. Most of us will probably still buy the physical version of it. This is true, and there is this famous data from Days of Wonder back then, many years ago, when they released the data about the. It was a Small World app, or it was Ticket to Ride app? Ticket to Ride app. They released Ticket to Ride app, and then they released the data how it influences the sales of the Ticket to Ride board game and how the sales increased. And this is true also for me. I didn't show the data. But we had the same situation with Neuroshima Hex app. So we released the app on iPad for Neuroshima Hex, and then it increased the sales of the physical game because you just download the app for like $2 or $3. You play the app, you love it, and you say, I want this in my collection. I want to show it to my friends. I want to play with my wife, but not on an iPad, on a real thing, on a table. So yes, the apps and the e-version of the games, if the game is good, it increases the sales of the game. Guys, where is the new Neuroshima Hex app? Ask me. Board Game Quest is the last question because this question is stupid because it is not ready. But we are finishing. If you want to see it, you can see it every Tuesday. Captain Link on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/portalgamesUS. Captain Link is playing Neuroshima Hex every single Tuesday, and he's using already the new app, so you can see it in action. And as coders say, it is in the final development stage, so very soon we will release it. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being with me. I appreciate you. How many likes do I have? Check. I'm checking if you 19. Guys, there's 50 people in the chat. There's less than 20 likes for me. Can I have a like? Do I need to beg for the like? Really? Give a like on this video. Please subscribe. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Give us a bell if you want to get notifications. And see you every Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. European time. Polish energy, board gaming energy. Stay tuned. Have a great week. Bye-bye. See you next week.